All eyes on Doge. Big run up to the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big run up to the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.60. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Kriss here on a Thursday afternoon. How's everybody doing? Are we holding on? Are we holding on? Are we panic selling? Are we all bears? Well, there's going to be some bears around today. I know it is just going to be one of those days, but there's outlooks. There's good outlooks, bad outlooks, and the I don't know outlooks, right? So we're going to be looking at all of those today on this live stream. Welcome everybody to the daily KrissPax live stream, where we will talk mostly about Dogecoin today because of these varying outlooks. Typically, it's all one way or all the other way. And I, as I've been telling you, I think for the next 2 weeks, we're chopping sideways because I'm in between. I'm like, I'm Switzerland here. I'm Switzerland. I'm like, So this little dip today is just a little dip, and it'll be back up tomorrow, and we'll continue the sideways trend. In my humble opinion, IMHO, because that's where I am. But most of you guys are, well, holding on for dear life, right? HODL, holding on for dear life, hoping the price goes back up again. That's where most people are, the sentiment I read. Now, over on X, you see all of the posts on Dogecoin, and they're all rockets to the moon. And we'll show you that. $1 or more, right? Price targets. But all the comments that you read right below that are mostly all bearish, right? So if you're willing to make a post, right, you're bullish. But if all you do is sit there and be a keyboard warrior and just comment on other people's posts, you're bearish, right? You just do the opposite. That's mostly what's going on over there. And we'll look at some of that as well. So that's where we are. Let me drop down here in the corner and we start with this article right here. Doge price prediction targeting 18.5 to 21. You guys don't want to hear this, but 18.5 to 21.7. That's it for the next month. Bearish momentum builds through October 2025. Bearish. Who's a bear here? So I am allowing the bears. Again, don't be rude, right? Don't be a troll. But if you're a bear, it's acceptable today. Differing views. Hey, we had that yesterday with that ether block guy, right? And he was actually, presenting his case fairly well, wasn't being a troll, right? Wasn't calling people names. That's okay. That's okay. We agree to disagree on some things, but that's okay. I enjoy that kind of debate. But 9 times out of 10, those bears end up being trolls and do name calling and all of that, mostly because they're upset because they bought too high. And they should only be blaming themselves, not me or everybody else. Because that's what happens. But if you bought in and the price continues to go down, right? Do you wait another 4 years? Do you just have to wait another 4 years and you got to round trip it again? Especially if you bought back in 2021 and you're like, oh, 2025, I will sell. Oh, Christoph, of course. Yes. How could I forget? Blame Kriss. Hashtag blame Kriss. Yes. So what are these guys saying? Why is there bearish momentum? I'm going to concern and look at the price, like 1874, right? 1874. We are in the teens, my friends, with Dogecoin right now. In the middle of October, I would not have guessed. I would not have guessed that. We got the pinger on. Oh, that was a Bitcoin $204,000 trade on Bitcoin that just got wiped out. So the pinger is on in the background. We're not going to rebound anytime soon, Johnny. We're at least 2 weeks out. I covered that yesterday. Yesterday was all about that short-term outlook. And me, I'm right in the middle. But I'm not back to 6 cents. No. So what is this article saying? Dogecoin price prediction shows consolidation around 20 cents, with analysts targeting a range from 18.4 to 21.7. 18.4. We're at 18.7 now. We're getting very close to 18.4. Yikes. Dogecoin continues to face headwinds as October 2025 progresses, with multiple technical indicators. And that is the key word there. Technical indicators. So this is a TA analysis, right? This is not based on the news or future or anything else. This is just TA. Of course, most of you guys know what I think of TA. However, every day when I start a live stream, somebody keeps calling me. Third day in a row. I wonder what I should do about that. I block the numbers and then it comes in. I don't know how they're doing that. Who's calling me? Who out there is calling me? Just put it in the chat what you're thinking. Don't call me on my phone because that's dumb. Dumb. Turn my phone over. I don't even see it. So there, you lose. Dogecoin continues to face headwinds, multiple technical indicators pointing to further consolidation or potential downside. In other words, the technical indicators are not pointing to bullish in the short term. This is short term now, okay? What's going on? The latest Doge price prediction consensus from major analysts shows remarkable alignment around bearish to neutral sentiment. Changeley has consistently been the most pessimistic. So 18.4 is their price outlook going forward. And we're close at 18.7. We're close already. So, and then there's another one that says like 21.7. Again, you know, this is end of the month, 21.7. A and B crypto is at 20 cents end of the month. So 18.4, 20 cents, 21.7. The convergence of these price predictions suggests analysts are seeing a similar technical pattern, even though they interpret it somewhat different. But the consensus strengthens the reality or reliability of our Dogecoin forecast for the remainder of October. So, current Dogecoin TA reveals cryptocurrency in a precarious position. And you see that across the board, right? Just about everything's down. We got that. Doge sits at its 7-day simple moving average. Who is this 7-day? The 20-day SMA is at 23 cents, and we're under that. So that would be what we would need at least to get to show bullish momentum again, would be 23 cents at the 20-day moving average. The RSI at 38 places Dogecoin in neutral, but kind of lower neutral. Neither oversold nor overbought completely. The MACD confirms bearish momentum. Divergence between neutral RSI and bearish MACD suggests selling pressure hasn't reached extreme levels, but the trend remains downward. Yeah, we see that. We see that. So far, this article is not wrong. You can do volume analysis. You can look at the Bollinger Bands and all of that, and it's still a bearish bias. So, bears. So what's the bullish case, right? For Dogecoin to invalidate the bearish Dogecoin forecast, it needs to reclaim 23 cents level decisively. A break above the 20-day moving average resistance could trigger a move upwards, 27 cents, whatever. The bullish Doge price target scenario would require RSI pushing above 50, MACD turning positive, volume expanding significantly. Yeah, we need volume, more volume, right? If these align, Dogecoin could test its recent high near 20 cents, 29 cents within the next month. So this is the part where technical analysis could get thrown out the window because of news. And as I say, the news, along with the leverage, always overtakes technical analysis. That's a KrissPax thing. The bearish risk, the primary risk to current Doge holders lies in the breakdown below 18-cent Bollinger Band support. Such a move would likely trigger the most pessimistic Doge price prediction scenarios, potentially sending Dogecoin toward the yearly low. We don't want 14, 13 cent Dogecoin again. However, we have to be ready for that scenario. It's bearish. It's bearish out there. So should you buy Doge now? Should you buy Doge now? So before I tell you what I think, let's see what they say. Should you buy Dogecoin now? Based on our Dogecoin technical analysis, the current 20-cent level, well, it's in the 18s now, present a challenging entry point for those considering whether to buy or sell Doge. Patience appears warranted. Conservative buyers should wait for a clear break above 23 cents. So based on technical analysis, you don't buy on the dip. You wait until the recovery has started, until committing your dollars to Dogecoin. You wait until it starts turning bullish. You don't buy on the dip because it may go lower, right? That's what the technical analysis tells you. Wait until we cross back over the 20-day moving average and then you buy. But then you're buying up at 23 cents when you can buy now in the 18s. I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense. However, it keeps you from buying now if we're in a bear market. Because the bear market could go down from 18 to 17 to 16, right? So that's what they're saying. They're saying basically conservative buyers, right? Risk off, but you're buying Dogecoin. So it's kind of risky already, but you wait. All of us are like, God, if it dips lower, I'm going all in, right? I'm going all in. So our comprehensive analysis suggests Dogecoin will likely trade in the 18 to 21 cent range throughout the remainder of October. The weight of technical evidence combined with analyst consensus points to continued consolidation with a slight bearish bias. The technical setup is clear, but cryptocurrency markets remain volatile, subject to external catalysts that could override technical analysis. There it is right there. So all of this TA gets thrown out of the window whenever external catalysts come in and make it do something else, which always happens. I mean, we just saw that Friday, right? The external catalyst was Binance coming in and chopping everybody's legs off. That was leverage trading, right? Just chopped off. So, but then you go over to over to X and you start looking at all the charts people are posting. Dogecoin still has hope to recover since it's trading in the triangle again. Even though the overall market still looks wrecked, target $1 is still on the table. $1 is still on the table. And then we go over to Javon Marks. And what does Javon Marks say? Dogecoin gets ready for its next cyclical surge to new all-time highs and beyond. 251% increase at minimum is in sight. 251% increase. Minimum. And then we get Bitcoin Census coming in saying, hey, the monthly macro cycles, could $7 be next in this cycle? $7. You know, just looking at numbers, right? Just looking at numbers from 2017, 2021. It's like, yeah, sure, $7. And it's like, do you see what's going on? Do you see what's going on? And then, right, we showed this morning, right, Trader Allen is typical, like, sees the patterns. Is like the next move is up, 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 right? So that's what we see, up, up, up. Meanwhile, Solana got killed over the past hour, $16 million in leverage on Solana. We haven't seen Solana lead the charge in these leverage liquidations in a long time. But Solana had been trading fairly well, but it's taken a dump. So Solana is now lower than it has been since, well, the flash crash, right? We had the wick there. And just immediate after, it's almost all the way back down to those levels. Bitcoin is, I mean, look at the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin is now lower. Look at this. Bitcoin is now lower than the flash crash because Bitcoin had a bunch of liquidity down there on Binance. So as Bitcoin was going down, there was still a lot of liquidity there to hold the price up while the alts were getting totally wrecked because there was no more liquidity because it's all fake anyway. I mean, really. The order books are it's all fake. You can see that on Coinbase all the time. If you look at the Coinbase advanced charts, you know, the advanced trading, and then you see it's all fake. The order book is all fake. Every once in a while, you see your actual trade there, and it's like, okay, that's a real one because it's yours, and you see it. It's exactly your number. But all those other ones that are on there, it's all fake. And that's what Binance showed. Because Doge went all the way down, of course, to 9.5 cents. It's still double the bottom of that wick. Dogecoin is still double the price at the bottom of the wick, where Bitcoin is now lower than the bottom of its wick. So that tells you, right? It's pretty obvious to me. It's all kind of interesting. Doesn't help our portfolios, though, to see the red in the market. So yeah, I'm bearish. This is bearish over the past day and a half. And yeah, that's where we are. So how you guys feeling? How you guys feeling in the chat? Binance, I know, Ron, right? No one knows how many people going to buy or sell. But Kriss does a great job. Thank you, William. Appreciate it. Thank you. The 4-year cycle is over. It could be, Danny. I know some were expecting the 4-year cycle to be over in that it would go to a 5-year cycle, right? Or we're in the 7-year cycle thing or something different, but not like it was actually a 3-year cycle. And Doge's high was actually last December. Yeah. $7, I know, right, Sloth? Would be great if we got to 70 cents, but $7, I mean, that's the kind of stuff you see out there. That's good for you, 7, Sunshine. Hey, Jason, how are you? Everybody hit the like button. Thank you for the reminder. We're in here talking, feeling kind of bearish, you know. After 5 years, I'm getting bored with crypto. Bottom might be in, time to moon. Thanks for keeping us together. And that's the thing, right? I see a lot of comments like, hey, lower prices just mean that when the rocket ship takes off, it's going to be more glorious, just more glorious taking off. Maybe. Everybody put your helmet on. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Do I have to boot somebody again? I hate doing that. Oh, well. Did someone say we're having a 20-cent Doge party, Sebastian? We changed from $1 to 20 cents now. It's sad. I know, Ahmed. It's sad. Just bought $20 of Doge. You need to. Who are you talking to, Khan? You need to. Because you know I always do. Bitcoin dominance is falling slowly. The dollar is falling. Interest rates are lowering. ETH inflow of capital is rising. Not rapidly yet, but it will be. And that will trigger alt season. That I believe. I believe we're still having that. But 3,800 right now on ETH, not good. But despite all the red in the market, Bitcoin dominance still which is going sideways, 59.5. Bitcoin dominance is still below 60. So Kriss isn't worried. This is just a temporary, they're taking out some other leverage trades, obviously. So, yeah. 777 OG. 777. Are we going bear hunting? Hey, if there are trolls in the chat, I will hunt them down. Do you still feel bullish? I haven't felt bullish since Friday. I told you. We're chopping sideways. And I think we're going to chop sideways for another 2 weeks. I'm not bearish. I'm not bullish. I am neutral. I'm Switzerland, like I said earlier. I'm just neutral. Yeah, what's happening with that zone stock, man? I'm trying to swing trade it, and it keeps going down. Clean core is stuck. I'm stuck in it. Stuck. With many on the sidelines, good news for Dogecoin can be the catalyst. True. I mean, if X payments with a phase 2 Dogecoin integration, that would be glorious. But we wait. We wait. Hey, Steve-O, we will still get the big move up, but we will go down further before it turns around. I see a lot of that sentiment there. We need packs. I'm here. You don't need me. I'm here. This is one of those times, though, where the market's not crashing, but it's not skyrocketing either. We're just in the middle. And it's kind of like, That's what it's been all week, but I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. If we go into the bear market, I'll DCA on Doge for the next 4 years, like never before. All right, Keith. And that could be. Retail is still in shock from the flash crash. That could be too. Once the government opens, I mean, the volume here is just dead. It's absolute, especially yesterday. Yesterday was completely dead. Today, there was a little more trading, volume up a little bit, but yesterday was like nothing. Nobody was trading yesterday. So, yeah. Bruce bought 5,300 Doge at 18.8. Thought that was a good price. And now we're at 18.7. It just is what it is. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. I hate crypto. We missed it. I mean, it depends on when you bought, right? If you bought in 2022, 2023, you didn't miss it. But if we don't have higher prices here, end of October into November, yeah, that's bearish. That is bearish. So there's still an ETF out there. If the government shutdown ends, SEC gets back to work, clears out all those ETFs, get them all trading. The Fed, FOMC, lowering interest rates. Trump and Xi Jinping meeting to settle all this US-China trade war stuff, all that uncertainty, get that done. Hopefully. I mean, those are all good things, right? That's even before we talk about the House of Doge and, you know, what's happening with payments, Dogecoin adoption, and X payments, X money launching. Those are all bullish catalysts. We don't have any of that today. So, yeah. Yeah. 1020, that's still my target. There's going to be this huge no kings rally, right, on Saturday, and the Democrats will all be out there, blah, 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 blah. They'll do all their talking points, and then it'll be done. Monday, they can say, okay, we will now vote to open the government, and we'll blame it on the Republicans. That's what they'll do. They'll say, we saved the country by opening the government. And the Republicans are like, yeah, we've been voting yes all along. You guys are the ones who are voting no. Typical politics. Executor, my friend, how are you? Here's to following Kriss for 4.5 years. And are you ready for another 4.5 years? Are you ready? Are you ready for another 4.5 years of this? Thanks for the super chat. I know, Mac, right? It's very depressing. Another 10% down today. It's like weakness. It just keeps going down. It's like, ugh. You know, boss, I think it's going to be one of these pre-market or after-market things, just like we saw a couple weeks ago with Zone, where it's going to take off, totally manipulated. You're going to wake up in the morning, it's going to be at like $3, right? Something crazy like that. That's what I'm looking for. So every morning, what's the first thing I do when I get up? I check the Zone price because I got a lot of money in there now. So all the gains that I made from selling Zone initially and taking profit, I bought TBH, I made profit there, and then bought back into Zone. All the profit that I made on TBH, I've just lost on Zone. Like I never did the TBH swing trade. I ended up a little bit ahead, but right now it's like almost breaking even. So hope it just turns around. Yeah, I'm not cashing out for a loss either. I don't like losing. I'm not a loser. Yes, Trump is going to meet with China at the end of the month. So, yep. Handy Dan, how are you? In for a penny, in for $1. 6K, have no choice but to wait for the government to reopen, rate cut, Clarity Act to pass. The trilogy will be the catalyst. Indeed. We just saw 18.4. That's how low Doge is going. 18.4. We just read it in the article. Technical analysis says 18.4. Look on the bright side. If I don't get to pay my house off this year, I'll get another chance in 4 more years. There you go. Fear and greed down to 32. Yeah, we're in fear again, my friends. We are in fear again. They just want us to sell so they can run it back up. Yes, they. The best thing now is swing trade, low cap investing. Doge and many coins are very weak performing. I think it's just the next 2 weeks, Emma, not next month's. I think it's just the next 2 weeks with all of this uncertainty out there. We clear this uncertainty out, and then I think we're going up. But because of the uncertainty, there's weakness in the market, and we see it today. Yesterday was straight sideways. Today, couldn't keep going straight sideways. it's going down a bit. So that's what we have. Wish the government would stop farting around. It's politics. Fear in the market. Waiting for confirmation of directional bias. Yes. Saraj is bullish, especially for Doge. Thank you, Sunshine. I mean, the Republicans are much better. I mean, they went into the whole thing with this idea in mind that it was going to shut down. So it's not like Republicans are squeaky clean on any of this. We're 30 cents away from the last top, and people are complaining it's time to average down if you wanted to buy in at a lower price. But see, what happens is now the price is down below where they said, hey, if it hits 18 cents, I'm going to like buy everything I can. And now it's 18 cents. And they're like, oh, still looks bearish. I'll wait till it drops to 15, right? And they just lower their supposed entry price. It's just like, okay. Oh yeah, Bruce, it was a Robinhood thing. I get it. Yeah, stupid Robinhood makes you pay more. Mars, you're game for another 4 years if that's what it takes. I'll have a ton more Doge. Zone you're down on? Yeah, me too. What's Bless doing? I don't know, Dupreez. I didn't look at Bless. Came down halfway. This is typically what we see on these big runs, right? Goes down about halfway and then goes across. So that's what it did. It did a halvesy. It's a halvesy. That's very typical on these kinds of things. So again, 10 cents, and it started down at 2 cents. So that was crazy yesterday, just out of the blue. Totally out of the blue. Bitcoin's going lower. ETH just dropped lower. Low of the day. Solana lower. They're taking out ETH and Solana big time right now. Oh. Not going to cash out for a loss. It'll be a fun 4 years, won't it? Nick, you bought in at $2 on Zone? Yeah. Oh, here comes the notifications. Just got the Doge notification from Robinhood. Yep. 18.5. And there it is. 18.5. Render fetch. Fetch is way down. Fetch has just been getting killed. Yeah. Dogecoin compared to other alts is doing okay. But most other alts are just... yeah. The Dems are going to sue Trump because he figured out a way to pay the military. Of course they are. Altvember? Yeah, that's a good. I've never heard that one, Matt. Altvember. Yeah, November, the year of the alt, or the month of the alt. You're accumulating a TBH, Eric? Yeah, I'm stuck in Zone. I did a swing trade on TBH the other day, made money on it. Not as much as I could have if I'd held a little longer, but coulda, woulda, shouldas. We don't talk about those, right? I thought I'd be smart. Just take it back into zone and just grab zone a little bit before it went back up to $2. And it hasn't yet. It went the other way. DJT stock. I have not looked at DJT stock. They announced a buyback. Should start a move up. Hey, Joshua, happy Thursday. Hey, Keith, what are your thoughts that with the whale manipulation, they're going to continue dumping us? And then when everyone's bearish, they spike it. Yeah. But it's not the whales. It's the exchanges and market makers. Exchanges and market makers taking out leverage. It's happening again and again and again. I mean, look at these. We've been watching Bitcoin, Solana, ETH, XRP, Bitcoin, Ondo, ETH, XRP, ETH, Solana. Some of these are huge. $4 million. There's a $4 million ETH trade that just got wiped out. 4 million on ETH. There's 1.4 million on Solana. One trade. So yeah, they're not messing around here. They're not messing around. So a lot of Solana, then ETH, then Bitcoin right now. Doge doesn't have a lot of open interest in Doge right now. After the flash crash. This is all a setup for them to get in low. I get that sentiment. They think I'm going to sell. Jesus. Bruce, you're cash poor, but look at all those Pengus and Doges you have, huh? Yes, China has a big influence on cryptocurrency. Yep, there's still a lot of China mining. There's a lot of big whales in China. It's the retail that isn't there in China, but there's big whales. Market maker's going to have to try a little harder. Bullish, but not until Monday. Ben Cowan says if alt season happens, it's going to be like 2017. I'll take it. I'll take it. Cash poor, Doge rich. Sebastian, I'm bowling to serving fries again. Yeah. Government reopens, another 25% rate cut. Trump quits shitting the bed. Well, that's not going to happen. He just says things. He doesn't seem to care about that. Annie, you're thinking 16 cents? From 18.5 to 16. I know. Tough to stay positive. This isn't really a crash, Gene. Nope, this is kind of a slow bleed today. We were holding up okay on low volume yesterday, but today it's kind of a slow bleed. And because of that, volume is ticking up, but not good. 2 more weeks of pure agony and then back. There's a lot of sentiment there. XRP postponed. Solana postponed. Litecoin postponed. Dogecoin postponed. Yep. All postponed. All those ETFs. USA is the only country that can affect crypto prices in macro noise news, irrelevant to the market. Isn't that crazy? But that's how it is. Yeah, you know, Bruce, I always know coming in, all right, it's like I've got to mentally prepare myself for what's coming. But today, I mean, everybody's kind of reasonable. So that's all right. Everybody's kind of reasonable today. So what happens if there's not another bull run? Well, I still have to pay my taxes on the profits I already made this cycle. So I may be selling my other cryptos for a lower price than I had planned because I still have to pay the rest of my taxes. So the rest I will be holding for 4 years, yes, at least. Like I said, I'm going to keep the Bitcoin and keep the Dogecoin and pretty much sell everything else. And I may have to sell some Bitcoin, some Doge, depending on what my accountant tells me. Because I don't know what the damage is. I don't know what the tax damage is yet until he actually does the calculations. We guessed, but because there's all sorts of other factors involved. Damn, the pinger. This isn't the kind of pinging I like. Another $1.4 million. They're going after Solana today, guys. They just got another $1.4 million trade on Solana. Just got wiped out. They're going after Solana. Wow. Solana was just at this price on Sunday. So that's a new trade made probably on that dip right there on Monday. And they said, oh, this is going to go up. So my liquidation price will be here at 182. And it did go up. But it just came down and they got liquidated. I don't know how those leverage traders actually survive. I don't know how they keep doing it. They must just have boatloads of money. I just don't know. But that's not good. Is this another example of Dogecoin getting ready to explode when everyone least expects it? This could be. This could be. Yeah, William. Music. I don't think we're cooked yet. I think this is short term. We just got to survive at least till Monday for the first bit of news to turn around. But yeah. The heat map is red on the other pages. I know in the longer time frame. But the short time frame is what I'm looking at now. Clearing leverage. Because they can. You can't get everybody, Manel. They can't get everybody. There's some big open trades that are so far down there. They're not going to get those. Either big runs are coming or they really want to buy in low. It's probably both. Right now, it's a little bit of both. They're trying. We're heading to the lows again. I don't think we're going back to 9.5 cents. We just saw that on last Friday. That was crazy, though. There's a bank run going on. Jeff, I don't know where there's a bank run. I don't see a bank run going on. I have to agree. People don't sell their Bitcoin at all. It has to be market making and leverage. Yep. That's what it is. The bot trading, the algo trading, and then you throw on top of that the market makers shorting the market, driving the price down. Yep. Shahryar, this doesn't seem like the start of a bearish year. More seems like pullback before upside. I agree with that. It's just going to take a little while for the upside to come back because there's just not a lot of good news out there. It's all kind of 17.5 area is of real interest, Sloth says. Always a believer. Buy when there's fear in the market. Sell when everyone goes crazy. Yep. All right, Con. Boy, you really like Ben Cowen, don't you? You're just, are you, he is Lord Cowen to you, right? Two conditions must be met. First, a Bitcoin new all-time high with Bitcoin dominance higher than a durable ETH all-time high that holds and not just a wick. But Doge can go flying whenever it wants. Ben doesn't talk about Doge. He pretends Dogecoin doesn't even exist. He never talks about it. But yet Dogecoin still outperforms Bitcoin over time. It's just my thing. He's not going to admit it. The big news is there, Kriss. It's all building. Dogecoin adoption, Dogecoin as a treasury, Dogecoin liquidity. It's all building. You see it all. I cover a new piece of news every day on that. This morning I had another. It's like awesome. But the market makers are going to continue to play their games. Bitcoin, $300,000 gone. Bingo, 15 cents sometime in the next 2 weeks, and then a quick reversal. Keeping the market on edge. Yes, Lalia, 2 weeks. This could last 2 more weeks. Nobody's talking about Greenland now. Yeah, Chaos Boy, we looked at that chart the other day on there's no time left because of, but that's only like based on history and the number of days since the last cycle's all-time low. So you measure from the low of the cycle to today, it's the same, about the same number of days as we had from 2017, measuring back to the 2014 low, the 1,064 days, and then the 2021 all-time high measured back to the 2018 low, 1,064 days. Now you measure from when was it, the November 2022 after the FTX crash? That was the Bitcoin low for the cycle. And we just passed 1,064 days. So there's no time left. That doesn't mean it has to follow that. Side note, T, since the government shutdown, the sky has been clear every day. The aerosol spraying. Oh, that's where you're going. The chemtrails. The chemtrails. Thank you, Tiara. Are we cooked? I don't know. Are we the dinner? Only if we're the dinner are we cooked. Oh. Nah, we're not cooked. This is planned. Who's cooking? Yeah, who's doing the cooking? Duchess a little later, of course. Bonk is going to be hard to get out of. I know. I'm stuck in Bonk too. I'm stuck. I don't know why November would be bearish. So we're not there yet, Matt. TW says, not worried at all. We'll be fine. These are the times that make people rich. Well, not completely rich at this point. But we'll see how that plays out. Matt's not going to zero. It's impossible. What if the market makers are the leverage traders? No, the exchanges wouldn't want that. The exchanges don't want the market makers stealing their money. So the market makers get paid by the exchange to wipe out the leverage traders. That's how it works. I wonder if they get a percentage of the cut or something, right? Probably something like that. Do you have a better idea? Pepito is going up against Christoph here. Something going on? Down across all markets. Yeah, stocks were down. Gold was still going up. Gold, new all-time high. Just hit another one just now. So, all except the gold market. Peter Schiff is happy, right? Peter Schiff is like, yeah, baby, gold. He did another podcast last night. He's all smiles. He's like, aren't I great? I'm the best. Of course, he lost out on, millions of dollars of profit he could have made if he had bought Bitcoin instead of gold. But hey, he's happy now because this gold chart is just incredible. Absolutely incredible. I put this line here. When was this? Wednesday, new all-time high Wednesday. And look what it's done today. I mean, look at this gold chart. It's just, this is like, it's like alt season here for gold. When does gold do this? Never. Never. That's crazy. That's just a crazy chart, gold. It's just rocketing upwards. That's parabolic, man. Look at that. Okay, how much is it up since the bottom at the end of 2022? How much is gold up? 160%. All right. Over that same time frame, remember that, 160%. How much is Bitcoin up over that same time period? Bitcoin to its current price, 580%. Like I said, would have been better off buying Bitcoin than gold. Would have been better off buying Bitcoin. Are we going to hold 18.5? Are we going to hold 18.5? Hey, Daniel, you're a bullish person, but someone said that I know that Bitcoin will drop to around 85, 88. Hey, anything can happen, Daniel. It's unlikely. Unlikely. 94 would be the key, CME gap that's still open. It would be 94K, and I don't think it's doing that. Waiting to see how low it goes, Gene, before you throw some more money at it? I don't think Ethereum's going to 3,200. No, 3,600 was the line. That was according to Ben Cowan, 3,600. So I'll take Ben's number on that one. When the government opens up, then we get the rate cuts, everything will look better. The big flash crash has lengthened the 4-year cycle. Interesting. I know you were saying for alt season. I just interjected with Doge because we're talking about Doge here. I know. And I know you know too. I just like to say that. Very good student, Con. Ben has taught you well. You've been brainwashed, Con. But he has been right. He has been right. Jason still up 77%. Still in the green. Am I looking to buy more Dogecoin? I would if I could. I did on Friday, but I'm down on that Doge because I bought it up at 21. But I got no more. Got no more dry powder. Ha ha ha. Hey, Anthony, good morning. How are you? People who are leveraging are using Dogecoin's IOUs. No, they're using their own dollars to leverage trade. Binance did the cooking. Exactly, Chris. Double dip. Everyone's scared. We don't want a double dip. Yeah, the liquidations are smaller for Doge. Yeah, all these big ones. This was just another ETH one, 765,000. There's no Doge on this list of the big liquidations because nobody's putting their money in and leverage trading Dogecoin with big dollars right now. So none of this is Dogecoin. Well, there's one right there. 330. There was 116,000 on Doge. And then here's one at 262,000 on Doge. Yeah, so there's a couple that caught on Doge. But everything else, a lot of Sol, a lot of Bitcoin, a lot of ETH. Lord Pax, thank you, Mars. You blocked him. Whatever, yeah. I don't know what that was about. When the whole market is down, it isn't Doge's fault. You know, I keep saying that, and people say, oh, Doge. And I'm just like, do you see what else is going on in the market? I did the same thing on my video this morning. It was just like, look at all these other coins. They're all doing the same thing. And this downturn that's happening right now, they're all doing it. They're all doing it. And especially Solana. And Solana's just getting slaughtered here. XRP, 229 on XRP, 229. So, yeah, it's across the board. Yeah, I can't play music. I get the copyright claims. I just can't do that. MB, you're on vacation down in the DR. Thanks for tuning in, though. I hope you're sitting on the beach. You got a nice cocktail. It's a good way to end the day, right? If you're on the west side, right? Watching the sun go down. Oh. Every time. Exactly, Nick. Whole market is down, but then someone says Doge is weak. Yep. Every time. That's my life. That's my whole life. All right, Anthony, what do you think? What do you think, my friend? We are officially going into a bear market. We started with Downtober, Doomvember, Wrecked Sember, finishing 2025, officially bear market. Wow. Well, I don't agree with that, but I get why you're saying it. I get why you're saying it. But I don't know. Right now, I'm neutral. I'm not convinced there's a bull market yet. I need the news, right? I need the good news to come. And but I'm not completely bearish. Duber, that's an interesting point. 14,000 cryptos in 2021, 34 million Yeah, but out of those 34 million, like 90% of them are worthless tokens. Totally worthless tokens. So, yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. But it's a good point to bring up. China's buying gold. You had to sell your silver at 39. It's what, at 53 now or something? You made a profit. Stacked it for a year, made a nice return. I got a guy at work who actually mines for real gold flakes and nuggets. He's been ecstatic lately about gold. All right. So you're going to cash it in? I'm not going to make it. Yeah, the silver is pumping as well. Let's see how high it is, and is it hitting a new all-time high? Yep, just hit a new all-time high, 54.22. New all-time high for silver was just hit, 54.22. Wow. Silver and gold, silver and gold. Yeah, the told you things don't really work here, David. Just putting that out there. But I'm glad you said it. I'm in silk. I'm in silk. Monty, we still have 2 more weeks left in October. So you can't say that yet. Can I give you Doge, please? Silver and gold will crash over the next 20 years. I don't believe that. That I don't believe. It can level out, go sideways for a bit. Small downturn next year. But Pengu is at risk too. But we need that alt season to come still. At least, you know that I predicted a half alt season, right? Not a full-blown alt season. That was months ago. Half alt season. We haven't had it yet. My half alt season thesis. Yes, another thesis was my half alt season. Imagine holding silver for 20 years to break even. Well, but now everybody who has held silver is now in the green because it's at an all-time high. I would buy in an exchange. You're always going to get a better price in an exchange than buying it in a wallet. It doesn't cost much to transfer. It really doesn't cost much to transfer. You're right, Duchess. It's 5 o'clock and there's no Pax cap. He'll be here. He'll be here. S&P 500. It's actually been going down a bit. All-time high is here at 67.75, and it dropped again today. So S&P's down, NASDAQ down, Dow Jones down, the dollar down. The dollar's been going down. We need a big reversal. As soon as CZ gets out. Yeah, he's not getting out. We know he's the puppet master. Yeah, I believe 2026 will be bearish. I've said that all along. Anthony, you think we're done. If Doge is 10 cents in November and finishes 20 cents at the end of November, that's not bullish. I would agree with that. Anthony. I would agree with that completely. How do you turn the pinger on? On the main liquidation page, real-time liquidations, there's a little speaker button. You click that speaker button and the pinger comes on. Real-time liquidations. Ping. That's every leverage trade $200,000 or more gets a ping. Same. Wish you were getting paid tomorrow. It's the middle of the month. You don't get paid on the middle of the month. I got paid yesterday, but that money is already accounted for. I used to like the color red until I started watching crypto charts. Turbo. That's good. That's good. Ah, yes. No YouTube notifications. Yet again. Max, you're in Boston area? Cool. Yep. Kind of a cold. It was sunny this morning, but it's got cloudy this afternoon. Supposed to be nice on the weekend, though. Sunday's supposed to be beautiful. Sunday. I love Benjamin. Lord Benjamin. Solana getting slaughtered. I know, Sunshine, right? No bulls in sight. Yeah, not right now. Well, I mean, these guys, right? Javon Marks, he's a perma bull. There's a lot of these guys on X, right? Even with Bitcoin, like Crypto Rover, like those guys, they're all like bull. Hey, Petruccio. Thank you for the TA. It wasn't my TA. It was somebody else's TA. I sold some silver today that I bought 4 years ago, and you bought Zone at $1.43. You're going in on the Zone game at $1.43, and it's now at $1.41. Ugh. I don't know if this is going to keep going down. I don't know what's... I mean, thanks for your purchase. It helps some, but it's looking very weak. Very weak right now. Wake me up when this is over. Charlotte. No Dogecoin ETF tomorrow, Randy. Government shutdown. Nobody's at the SEC. They're all at home. Shorting the market. Gold is living up to its name as a refuge in tough times. Yeah. Credit cards? Oh, Randy. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, and I can't tell you what to do. But I wouldn't do that. Credit cards, no. Jonathan thinks it's all going to kick off in November. Explain a half alt season. Sure. The easiest way to do it is to go to Bitcoin dominance. We go to the weekly chart on Bitcoin dominance. And my view is this. It's only going to go down to 50%, not all the way down to 40%. So it's half alt season, 50%. That's it. That's where I get it. 50%. That was in my 2-year outlook video that I did. When did I do that video? About 3 weeks ago? I think 3 weeks ago. I drew this. So half alt season. We're not going to go all the way down like we did in 2021. We're not going to 40%. So that is where I got half alt season. All right. There's other stuff involved with that, but that's the basics of it. Right. I'd give anything for Ben to say the word Doge. He never has. He never will. It doesn't exist in his world. Ryan having a beverage. Yeah. I say lots of things. People don't remember, but I'm glad you did, Sunshine. Listening to my live while you're cutting the grass. Could you please do me a favor? Update me when the Doge chart starts going up. Okay. I'll give you a heads up, Yili, okay? The good news on the delayed God candle is that I'll have more crypto in it. And then, of course, long-term capital gains taxes. But hey, the more capital gains taxes you pay, the better your profit, because it's a good thing. Ruben says 17.5 bottom. 80% of traders are in long positions. And that's why we're going lower. There's a lot of shorts up there, but right now, the most recent leverage trading is mostly long. They think we've already bottomed. So, yep. So, Big Johnny thinks the flash crash on Friday was the beginning of the bear market. And there's not going to be a prolonged rally. Could be. Christoph thinks November going to be okay. 50-cent Vember. Ooh, that'll be nice. Yeah, stupid crypto rover. Breaking, just in. All that stuff. And even rumor. He does the rumor thing too. You want to be a crybaby or perculum? So many things are still to come, right? That's why this morning's video was nothing's changed, because it's all still to come. Crypto is waiting for gold to top, and then the rotation will happen. Well, something has to happen to make gold top. I don't know what that is. The computer is programmed to sell down whatever crypto I buy. Yes, it's all out for you, Anthony. I know Robinhood is relentless. I get those emails and notifications to sign up for that crap. And it's like, nope. Nope. You're going to enter your long run? Maybe alt season comes in 2026. That would be the extended cycle theory. I know, right? That's what I was saying earlier, aesthetic. Just about half in the bear and just about half in the bull, because I'm in neither. I am neutral. I am chopping sideways. I am Switzerland. Neither. Groundhog Day. Yes. Sunshine, you actually went to Pennsylvania for that? Wow. I have no desire to go there. No desire. I'm reminded every February 2nd, I'm like, nah. Yeah, we'll have a bear market at some point if we're not in it already. But I believe we will bounce and make a new high on Bitcoin. Okay, then we're not in a bear market. If Bitcoin is going to hit a new all-time high, then the bear market hasn't started yet. Mm-mm-mm. 2026 is the beginning of a long bear season. Yeah, we have to see how we do the end of this bull, but it could be. 2022 was bad. 2018 was bad. There's a gap on the Bitcoin dominance chart. Yeah, gaps don't fill on those kinds of charts because nobody trades that chart, in my opinion. If a bear cycle theoretically starts now, then that would mean that there would be no alt season. Yep. I thought all crypto had alt seasons. Yep. Maybe not. This year it's different. Could be. Enough people now think it's a bear market. But that's what you need for the bull. Too many bulls were in here no matter what was happening. So now you're bullish because of that? Yes, if we don't have an alt season, that breaks the 4-year cycle theory. Yes, Ryan. It would break it. That would be different. Eric thinks the top is in. Yogi thinks we're not going back up for 5 years. Christoph, the market is making me think to just sell my house, build 3 houses in Poland, live in one, rent 2 out, and don't care anymore. You know, there's part of me thinking, yeah, what do you do? And do I want to go through a whole bear season again, like I did 3 years ago? I don't know. I don't know. Fish, pick mushrooms, grow vegetables. Do it. Ryan says, do it. Do it. But then you won't be able to go to the party at Kriss's. Well, it looks like that party at Kriss's may not happen anytime soon. So yeah, no alt season. Yeah, we all go to Poland then. Let's go. Party at Christoph's. We all want mushrooms. We all want mushrooms. I don't care anymore. It's a Phil Collins song, right? I don't care anymore. Feeling grumpy? Yeah, not a great day today. Not a great day today. 4 years ago, Bitcoin hit 16K. 4 years ago. And here we are. Dang, would hate to get stuck holding the bag through another cycle. I didn't get into crypto until the early beginning of 2021. So I haven't been holding for a decade. Be wary of what is not being said. So what is not being said is what is actually happening. It's that old reverse logic, or is that the reverse logic? I don't know, Anthony. I don't know. C'est la vie. I know that. I know that French. That French I know. Yep. Oh, yeah, the Polish pickles. I know Christoph wasn't here yesterday. Yash, you're done with your XRP. Yeah, and it's getting hammered today, down to $2.30 XRP. So it's not just Dogecoin. Not just Doge. I'd rather sell the house and live in a tent, no expense. Yeah, I'm thinking about this house. I bought this house, which has actually been pretty good, right? It got me to sell when I sold. It's like all the prices are down from when I sold. So I didn't get the top, but it did keep my portfolio, right, from continuing to bleed out. So it forced me to do that, but I don't know. Still trying to figure things out. But the real estate is a good place to park your money, especially in Boston. It just never goes down. It's always goes up in Boston. So, I mean, that's just my situation. Grace, I feel like we will get an alt season. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we're done yet. Bitcoin is not going to go below 75K in the bear. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about like how low does it go, and I'm not ready to start like mapping all that out. I did a really rough I did a real rough outlook in that 2-year outlook video. I mean, that was weeks ago, and now I'm like, was that even, I don't even remember what I said for the bottom of Bitcoin at the time. I got rid of all my on all my charts on that. The only thing I have left is the is that video now, because I don't remember what I said. It was probably this red arrow. Yeah, that was it. The red arrow went down to 56,000, and I don't remember why I chose that number, 56, or whether I just drew the arrow and I was like, yeah, that'll be it. I don't know. I don't remember. I got to go watch my own video now. Why did I say that? ETH would go all the way down to 1,800. 1,800. I think what I was doing is I was picking half. It would be half down from the current price of whatever it was when I made the video. That's what it was. That's what it was. Because Bitcoin was at about 112. So it would go to half that number, 56. That's what it was. I just charted that out, 56, half of what it was when I made that video. Yeah. So Doge would go down to 10.5 cents. There was some real technical, real heavy technical analysis there that went into that. Hey, we're coming back up. Was 18.5 the bottom? Huh? What do you think? Got a green candle. Let's go. Let's go. How reliable are Grok? They're not reliable at all, Matt. Grok is just looking at what other people said. That's all. And they don't know any more than anybody else. If Bitcoin went all the way to 16K, where would Doge be? You just have to do the math. I can't do it that quickly. VIX is highly elevated. Yep. We need the VIX to drop back down. But, you know, because we have all this uncertainty with the government shutdown, yeah, the VIX is going to be up. I had plans to build a castle in Greece. There's 3-year bulls and 5-year bulls. No, the top of the last, on Bitcoin, the top of the market was November 2021. And before that, it was December 2017. That's 4 years. 1 month shy of 4 years. That's 4 years. You got into crypto by accident buying Acid Online. Oh, because they only accepted crypto, and there you are. That's what got you in. There's a thing called Digest in Robinhood, using AI for information, updating every 5 minutes. Huh. Maybe I'll take a look at that, just see what it says. If a 4-year cycle has been broken theoretically, what does that mean? Anything's that means we got nothing else to rely on. Nothing else to rely on. If it keeps going like this, the government will owe me tax money. Yes. It is down right now, Anthony, but we still got 2 weeks to go. Don't count it out yet. Don't count it out yet, Chris says. Susie, how are you doing in Tennessee? You think Dogecoin's worth the wait? I do. I'm not selling. Not now. I mean, I did sell some back in January, yes, but that was to buy this house. The rest is still in the market. I bet you're glad the house came on the market when it did. Otherwise, I might be whole. I know, right, Matt? I could still be renting. And my dreams of a house would then be getting smaller and smaller. It's like, yeah, it's going to be a smaller house. But then, hey, you know, sometimes I do crazy things. So sell the house, put it all back into the market. Let's do it again. Round trip the whole thing. But God, where would I live then? Where would I live? Hey, but I do crazy things sometimes. Not done, Jack? Moving to India and opening a call center. I don't have to remember what you're saying. You'll remind me if it happens. Waiting on NVIDIA earnings, Jack. Don't buy in the bull markets. If we go into a bear market, what are you going to do? I know, I was planning on selling it all next month. I don't want to round trip it. I might end up selling it at a lower gain. I mean, it's still up. It's still up quite a bit because I was buying at the bottom of 2023 alt season market. So it's still all in profit. It'll just be less profit. I would rather see the market turn around through November and then sell and book that profit. Is there such a thing in the US called conflict of interest? Yes. Most people use the word conflict of interest as why they would pull out of something or not do something, right? Because it's a conflict of interest. Going to jail is usually something more serious than just a conflict of interest. I mean, you're like doing insider trading, right? That's what that would be. Insider trading. You'll be okay with round tripping? Bye-bye, Pepito. We'll be fine if we have to round trip. Grok is looking at the Alis of the world. No, Grok was looking at the websites like Changelly and I forget what else. I posted that on X. If you saw my post this morning. This one. I guess it was last night. CoinGate Binance, Coin Codex, and I think Changelly was referenced as well. That's who Grok looks at. Grok doesn't make up numbers on its own. It goes and it finds the websites that have information, and it spits that out. 58K, yeah, that's about where I am. DJ, that's about where I am. But let's see what happens. Tierra wants to renovate a hotel in Greece. I hope that comes true for you. Sounds like a great idea, great plan. Did you see that thing where they had the AIs trading Grok 1 and it had Doge on the image? No, I didn't. Elon retweeted it? No, I didn't see that. Cool. I'll look for that. Can this happen? Donald Trump cannot be president again. Don Jr. could. But not Donald himself. If the 4-year cycle is broken, then the bear cycle is broken also. Yes. And this could just turn into more like the stock market, where there's not a real so-called cycle anymore. That's what I just said. Doge is going up now. It looks like 18.5 is the bottom. Yep. That's what I just said. Right here. It's on the chart. Hit 18.5 now. We got 2 green candles. We're going up. That's what it looks like. Steph, I have faith November and December will be our months for Doge. I hope that'd be awesome. Yeah. I've never seen the market prices hit the obvious predictions. That's true. Nobody gets it right. Do I ever do meetups? There's one planned, but Doge has to go to $1 for that meetup to happen. But no, I haven't done other meetups. No. Live in Thailand. I want to visit Thailand. I definitely want to visit. I have a room for you, Kriss. Vacant, especially for me. Where are you, Anthony? I know you're over there somewhere, but you didn't tell me what country. I just bought last Friday. I'm waiting, Javier, until next month before I have some more money. I know. Instead of selling at 400% profit, I sell at 300%. Poor Kriss. I know, right? It's crypto, man. What can you do? The whole crypto thing just totally warps the reality of what you should expect when investing money. But hey, I did it once. I could do it again. Or maybe I just got lucky. Yeah, maybe it's just luck. Just luck. I'm curious if people who bought Doge at 48 cents this cycle are still alive. Man, they're just holding on. Yeah, Charlie Lee sold Litecoin. Now he's changed his story as to why he sold the Litecoin, right? He's got a new story now. And that's so that there wouldn't be a conflict on, and it's just like, that's such BS. He sold it to make a crap ton of money. It's so obvious. He sold it to make a crap ton of money. And now he's saying, well, didn't want to be a conflict with him involved. And nah, that's BS. Totally BS. I saw this morning on another video, most Octobers have been bearish. No, that is not true. Not true. Look, here we go. Here we go, Shane. Ready? This is the monthly returns for Bitcoin. This is the column for October. What do you see? Before what's going on now, this month hasn't finished yet. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 greens and 2 reds. 10 to 2. 10 is bigger than 2. So most Octobers are not bearish. Most Octobers are bullish. 10 to 2. So whoever said that, I don't know what they're looking at. Free room, free food, baked beans, really? Wow. I can't pass that up. They sent me a UPS update and it's still held. So I don't have my miner yet. There's something going on with UPS. I have no idea. I'm not happy about that. Not happy. It's an inherited hotel. Good luck. Good luck with your project, with the hotel. I'm welcome in San Diego. Thank you, Nick. I'll let you know when I'm over there. Back in business 2 days. If Bitcoin closes below 93, that would invalidate the 4-year cycle. Yes. That would. It would also close that CME gap that's right down there. That open CME gap that always needs to close. Jason, you got some at 18.5? Bought on the dip? Nice. Yeah, I did okay, Toss. I did okay. Currently, we are in the most hated bull market. The most hated. Australia, Anthony. Really? I didn't know that. Australia. That's a long way from here. But I'll let you know. Could it dip more tonight? It always can, Yuli. I can't predict that. So I can't give you an answer. It could. With the government potentially opening up before November, ETF rollout potentially before November, do you have a positive outlook? I do. But if the government shutdown just lags, just goes on and on and on, that's not good. Yeah, the John Bolton thing was coming. That doesn't surprise me. There's going to be more. There's going to be more. He's referring to VP. Most Octobers are bearish. For Doge? For Doge. Let's see. Let's see what it says. Because I have the data, right? You want the data? I have the data. October. October is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 green, 5 red, not including the current month because we're still in it. 6 green, 5 red. On average, up 8.9, the median up 3.4. Those are positives. That is not bearish. Not bearish. So yeah, VP is not correct. Not correct. Data, exactly, Pumplot. That is how you prove when someone says something that is wrong, right? You prove it by going and looking at the data. And this is the data. Positive. There are negative months, like June. June is a bearish month for Doge, no doubt. June. It's like the worst. June. But not October. Not October. Yeah, with stocks, yep, that October crash did happen. We do not have that situation this year. We don't have that situation this year. Don't fall for the free food. The room sounds like a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. Oh, look, we have an appearance of a cat. Look at that. Pax cat. What you doing? Huh? What you doing? Don't go to Australia. The spiders will get you. I follow him as well. He's just been saying the first half of October is bearish. The second half is when moves happen. Okay. First half. Okay. So maybe he has done the research and he does look at the halves of each month. I don't have that data. But thank you for clarifying, everybody. The initial post here was just the whole month. But if it's in halves, then hey, second half, let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Pax Cat. What do you think? I know. You all heard that, right? He's thinking of pushing the pillow on the floor. He walks past it and he looks at it each time, but on the S&P 500, the Octobers have been bearish. Well, I could go to the S&P 500 chart, right? And I could put it on monthly, right? And we could look. Last October, red. October before that, red. October before that, green. 2022 was green. 2021, October, green. Greens are winning. 2020, October, red. How far should we go back? 2019, green. It's about half and half. It's about half and half. Red in 2018, green in 2017, and a little bit red in 20. It's even. It's even. For the last 10 years, half have been red, half have been green, according to my non-technical outlook. For some reason, I said this is going to happen in S&P 500. First half of 2026. When did I draw that one? I copied it from here, it looks like. We're going to churn up, and then we're going to dip. We're going to churn up, and then we're going to dip. S&P 500. I didn't even remember doing this. It's on my chart, though, so I must have. That's my prediction for S&P 500. 2026, bear market. Right there. Oh. Might have to sell. I mean, that was my plan, right? The profits I'm going to take by the end of 2025. Free room includes free food on the menu, only 3 things. Oh. Cheer the market makers. Well, if Pax Cat pushes my pillow onto the floor, then we will definitely be in a bear market. Aussie, good day. Happy Friday to you from the future. Ain't got time for a bear market. Let's go. All eyes on Doge. Ain't got time for that. I like that. I ain't got time for that. 1 in 10 own crypto now. And how about 4 years from now? It'll be more than that. Crypto keeps growing, keeps getting adopted more and more. Now, I don't consider stable coins crypto, and there's the stable coin legislation and all that. I don't call that crypto. November's for what? For Bitcoin, for Doge, for the S&P? We looked at all three. Which one do you want to see, Matt? We'll take a look. I don't want to look at the wrong one and then have to do it again. Oh, and then you'll say all of them, of course. And I'm just like, damn. Damn. Bitcoin, November, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 greens and 4 reds. 8 greens and 4 reds. Average of 46% gain, median average of 10% gain for the month of November. Green, again, more green. November. How about Dogecoin? November, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red. The average price is up. The median is down a little bit for Doge. So there you go. Just gave you both. A twofer. I gave you a twofer. Chiquinelas. I'm bullish, but I want to understand why we should believe in a 4-year cycle when it's only happened once. No. It's happened every year for Bitcoin since Bitcoin was created. 4-year cycles. I've done whole videos on it. 2013, Bitcoin hit an all-time high. 2017, Bitcoin hit an all-time high. 2025, Bitcoin hit an all-time high. I mean, 2021. And then now 2025. Those are all 4 years apart. 4-year cycle. Bitcoin has a halving every 4 years. That's where it initially started. My baby cries every time there's a dip in crypto. A baby monitor app. So when the baby cries, it's time to sell or buy on the dips, right? Like being a bear on a thirsty Thursday. Yeah. Bearish Thursday, bearish Wednesday, bearish Tuesday. I think we're going to level out. Little face tap. I think we're going to level out. Yeah, I got you, Matt. 5 wins, 6 losses so far. 5 and 6. So slightly bear. I know we looked at the gold chart, Aussie. It's like parabolic gold going parabolic. Boom. Just up, 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 up. Parabolic. Shoo. So no alt season, but there's a gold season. Look at that. Woo. Replace the monitor with a pinger. Gappy, taking the pup for a walk. All right, have a good walk. I miss those days when I had a dog. Sometimes. DB, always here with the wise words of wisdom. Thank you, sir. Always the best. Always the best. Look at Pepe in the sixes again. Pepe is in the sixes again, guys. God, that's depressing for the Pepe holders. Oh, you know, Schiff is just smiling. He's so happy. And of course, right, influencers trying to sell gold. It's all-time high. Happens every time. Time to buy Pepe. I know, right, Ryan? 686. That is just, wow. 686 on the dip. Bitcoin dominance just like 59.5. I've got, Matt, I've got I did videos on it. It's not an answer that I can give in like a minute. It's much more complicated, and I did 4-year cycle. So go onto my channel and just type in 4-year cycle, and you'll see all the videos that I've made on 4-year cycles, okay? Right? There weren't altcoins before 2017. I know. So we look at the Bitcoin price, and the Bitcoin price had 4-year cycles. Now, when Bitcoin had 70% of the altcoin market, of the whole market, the alts followed Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin went up in 2017, the alts followed. 2021, Bitcoin went up, alts went up. Now, for a stretch there in 2021, because of ETH and Doge, mainly, right? Alts greatly outperformed Bitcoin for quite a period of time. So, but it's still the 4-year cycles. And then where were we, right? 2022, bear market. 2023, recovery. 2024, little higher. 2025, new all-time high. 4 years later. Now, many alts have not hit new all-time highs. We've talked about that. There's quite a number of reasons why. A lot of it has to do with the inflation of the tokens and the coins, right? There's a lot more, especially like Algorand, XRP, Solana, right? They haven't hit their previous all-time highs because there's so many more damn tokens, right, that are out there trading than there were back in 2021. But some have done very well. It just, a lot of independent alts can spike much more on good news than Bitcoin. Thank you, Duchess. Try to be real. I try and keep it real. There's data behind it. Is there a little? I have a little hopium. There's a little hopium. I still believe the market's going to turn around and go back up for November into December. I still believe that's going to happen. So you can't compare it to Baccarat. Come on. Baccarat is random. Totally random. This isn't. This has stuff behind it. Between the Bitcoin halving and the US presidential elections. And I did whole videos on the 4-year cycles. It has nothing comparison to Baccarat. Should I buy? Should I buy? Thank you, Andy. I own Pepe, Bonk, and Doge. Bonk at 22, Pepe at 0.0001, and Doge 22. Yep. My Bonk average is around the same as yours, maybe slightly higher. I don't have any more Pepe. My Doge average is still, what I have left is still over, it's around 7. Thinking of buying the dip on Fartcoin. You know, again, it's a meme, right? It's got nothing going for it. So, and it's down bigly. It's down bigly. We've been looking at this, right? Volume is down. I think a lot of people got smoked out on the big dip. Can't remember all these lines. I guess 95 was a support line, totally got broken or became a resistance, right? 95 cents. Now it's 37. Well, there's nothing that says this can't go lower. It's just there's no news that would come out to cause Fartcoin to go up. But there is for Doge. Doge has news. Doge has things going on with it. Fartcoin is just a meme. Can you make money on it? Maybe. I don't know. But this is a pretty sad looking chart here. I mean, this isn't even, I mean, you compare this to Doge, it's not even close. Fartcoin from the middle of July is now down 78%. Dogecoin from the high in July is down 34%. So Fartcoin is down over double what Doge is down over that same period of time. Because Doge has news. Doge has things going on with it. Fartcoin doesn't. And we can look at Pepe too, right? Same period. Where was Pepe? Middle of July. 55%. So Pepe is not down as much. Fartcoin totally got hammered. But Pepe's down more than Doge. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Doge is now at the same price it was here on the 12th of October. So Sunday. We're just back to where we were. First time I'm looking at this on this scale. The real profit is the food discussions we had along the way. And those will not end, Nick. Burgers and patties. I know. Be positive. Hanging tough. I've listened to other crypto channels. All they do is push pipe dreams, jack you up on hopium, and get you to buy their stuff. And I have stuff. I just don't push it. I just have it there for you if you want it. That's all. Sooner or later, the Xi, Pepe, Bonk stuff will all have 10 zeros. Pengu, that time frame? Sure. Ping. That might have been a short. Somebody's getting the shorts. Let's see, ping. From the top in July, Pengu doesn't look to be down as much. Let's see. Well, 51, 52, about the same as Pepe. Not as far down as Doge. I mean, Doge isn't as far down as Pengu, but neither are as bad as Fartcoin. So 52% from the top. That was a Solana. Solana and ETH. Those were new traders. Now they're going to go after the new shorts. How do they do that so fast? Come on, trading view. Yeah, look at that. That was somebody who opened a trade like right here. And in an hour, just lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. God, thinking it would still go down more. They started shorting down here. It's like, what are you doing, man? Just giving them your money. Giving them your money. See you in 4 years, next cycle. What if there's not a 4-year cycle? Pepe suffered irreparable damage. Food? Ryan said, did somebody say food? Food? All you can eat buffet. Well, that's funny. Won't say who, but there's a crypto channel. Looks like reading off a teleprompter. Huh. Yeah, some people do that, I guess. When I first started, I had notes written on a board. I had a whiteboard that would sit behind the camera, and I had a whiteboard, and I had some notes up there. That's how I started, because I couldn't just, I don't know. I didn't know as much, definitely, as I know now. So I would have notes up on the board just to prompt, so I wouldn't forget like things I wanted to talk about. They were mainly like bullet points, right? I wasn't reading off a teleprompter. There were bullet points though. I used to do that, but that was like 4 years ago. Yeah, Kriss lore. I got lots of lore. But that was one. Yeah, I still have the whiteboard. It's down in my basement now. I don't need it anymore. But yeah, I had the whiteboard sitting up there right behind the camera. I had my bullet points. Now I just wing it. No, I'm always prepared. I always have, like every live stream and every video. I did my research. I got all my stuff. I'm ready to go. You know, I don't just turn on the camera and go, what's going on? Duh. General Chow's chicken. Is that really Chinese? How long did it take to wean off the whiteboard? I think there was about 3 years ago when I realized I went through a stream and never looked at it. And I was like, okay, I don't need that anymore. Yeah, Michael, you posted the DJT thing at the beginning of the stream. I remember. We are on a downtrend. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we just went out to the 4 hour and it ended up being, you know, we've actually on the 4 hour, we're right where we were on Sunday. So not really. In the short term, yeah. In the past, 36 hours, but not, we're still recovering from the Friday flash crash, but we've been going sideways. So in the 4 hour chart, it's still sideways. Yep, no notes. And what happens in my morning videos now is they just tend to, I want to make like a 12-minute, 11-minute video. And they always end up like 15 or 16 because I just keep talking. I can't stop. It's like, I got to talk about this. I got to talk about that. And then usually at the end, I'm like talking really fast, like to finish up. It's like, damn, I went long again. Hey, it is what it is. Not even remotely Chinese, exactly. Yeah, Ryan, a lot of people don't like the videos being that long, though. They want like 10 minutes, like, get it done, even faster. Just get it done. But, I got stuff to say. We're not recovering. Okay. We'll see. Earlier in the stream, I explained all the reasons why I thought we would eventually recover, but not immediately. It's going to be a week or two before we recover. And if you want to know why, you can scroll back to the beginning of the stream. And I covered all that. I didn't do a special message, though, today, because it wasn't that big of a deal like the stream the other day where I had a special message for people from the future. I have a funny feeling Trump and his cohorts are planning to flush out Michael Saylor. No. I don't believe that. No, Anthony. They don't care about that. I don't think that at all. Just let Michael Saylor be Michael Saylor. Newsmax is going to start a crypto reserve. Newsmax. That's weird. And the Trump coin, I mean, really? That's a joke. Recover, I do believe it. I do believe it. Yes. All these things being built for Doge, I do believe it. So what topics, DB? What can you do a good 2-hour talk about? I want to know. You're an interesting person. Very interesting. 2 hours. They would buy Trump coin to earn points from the Donald. That's all. The Donald. Yeah, Duchess, the whole Facebook thing. I only go on Facebook because some of my dear friends are there, and that's the only way I communicate with them is on Facebook, because that's all they are on when it comes to social media. But yeah. Yeah. Don't like Facebook. And it's absolutely amazing. I'll be having a conversation about something, like going on a trip. Seriously. I'm not looking up anything. We're just having a conversation about going on a trip. And then you go into Facebook. And what's the first ad you see? It's a travel ad. And it's like, wait a second. How does Facebook know I was just talking about going on a trip? It's scary. It's really scary with Facebook. Yeah, in 2 weeks, Amakar, this 4-year cycle is not over yet. That's what I keep saying. I don't think it's over yet. We are in a temporary lull here following the flash crash from Friday. The market is still trying to figure out what's going on. That's all. Exactly, Ryan. But it's Facebook. It's like Mark Zuckerberg is Big Brother listening to me. I don't think Nancy has any crypto. I think hers are just stocks, and she trades it with insider trading. Stocks. The historical mysteries. D.B. Cooper, Amelia Earhart, the Stuart Gardner, the Isabella Stuart Gardner Museum heist. That one I know about because it's right near me. It's not too far away. I've been in the Isabella Stuart Gardner Museum. Yep. And they still have the spots open on the wall where those paintings used to be. And they have a little sign there that describes the painting that used to be there before the heist. It's very cool. Who did it? Where are those paintings now? Don't know. Facebook. I was shadow banned before there was a word for it. Yeah. All right. We'll see what happens with DJT. Good luck with it, Michael. Got the pingers. Going back down. No. I don't know what's pinging. What the heck is pinging? BNB. Pax G. Well, Pax G is going up. BNB down. I don't know. That seems like manipulation to me. Yeah, Maramello. You talked about auto parts on the phone, went home on the PC. What do you see ads for? BMW auto parts. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Yeah. They're listening. Somewhere along the way, they're going to be found. But yeah, probably some Russian oligarch. Exactly. I believe that. Putin's got him. BNB to zero. I'd love that, but that's not going to happen. You bought 5,000 Doge at 25 cents? Yeah. I mean, I just bought a bunch at 21, so. Raised my average. But I still think it's going up, so. Bitcoin, crypto need more market participants. It's growing every year, slowly. And it's growing. Matthias, how are you? Is it worth buying some ETH with my Doge so I'm not fully exposed to Doge? I'd hate to do it now, but I feel like it's a reasonable time. So, Matthias, you want to buy ETH with your Doge. You're not talking about keeping your Doge and then using additional money to buy ETH, because that's what most people would do. Would say, okay, I got a good bag of Doge. Now, the next thing I'm going to buy, right, is ETH. And then you have both. But if you want to sell some Doge to buy ETH with, then to do that, you want to look at the trading pair, what's called a trading pair. Doge versus ETH, right? Doge versus ETH. And so we look at this. And this is Doge versus ETH. And what you want to see is not that, right? You don't want to see Doge losing value versus ETH like it did on Friday and it continues to do. You want to go the other way. You want to see this kind of thing on a Doge ETH trading pair. So when Doge goes up in value versus ETH, that is when you trade some of your Doge for ETH. You wait for that kind of move on a Doge ETH trading pair. Okay? That's how it works. Otherwise, you're not getting a good price for your ETH versus Dogecoin right now. You're at the bottom. So that's not the time to do it. You want to wait until Doge versus ETH actually goes up in price. And then you do your swap. Okay? Just a little something. Would you know what percentage of the American population holds crypto? No. But we can ask Rock. What percentage of, let's go American adults, right? I don't want to put kids in this. What percentage of American adults own crypto? Okay. We'll go to adults. Cryptocurrency adults. The Gallup poll. Oh, do you believe the Gallup poll? 14%. Security.org annual report, 28%. National Cryptocurrency Association, 21%. The Motley Fool Investor Trends, 21%. So somewhere between 14 and 28%. The median would probably be this one, 21. 21 is the median. Now ask the same question, stocks. Good idea. Good idea. What percentage of, can't even spell that right, percentage of American adults own stocks? What do you think? Double? I was thinking double. It's more. It's 62%. 62. That's probably pretty reliable data. 62, 62, 62, 58 for the Fed. Conservative. There you go. 62 to 21. Interesting. Interesting, Nick. Anyone spying on me is really bored. Oh my God. Am I getting fed up with being spied on by Facebook? No. It's just that that's where my friends are. I don't go into it every day. Like once a week, I go in there just to see what's going on with my friends. It's not anything for me to be worried about. We could have more downside, Tyler. I think we're just going to be chopping sideways, but I'm not that deep into the whole conspiracy theory about Facebook. But they would have no reason to post anything as me or change my timestamps on anything. I have no reason for that. So PaxG just hit 4,800 and they got liquidated, even though it's supposed to be pegged to gold. Is that why the PaxG pinger was going off? Really? Interesting. Which one do I look at? I don't know what this is. Well, this shows it hit 4,700 and then dipped back to 4,400. That's not a huge dip. That's like 5%. That's like 5%. But it went down fast. That didn't take long. But that's interesting, though. Manipulation, criminals. So what did gold do? Well, gold never went up to 48. Gold is at 43. So somehow PaxG got artificially inflated up to 4,700 and then came crashing right back down. And it took out these liquidations, all these PaxGs that we see here. Look at this one, $979,000. That was on Hyperliquid. Totally manipulated. Yep. I see what you're saying, man. That was totally manipulated. Have I seen USCR? I don't know what that is. USCR. A crypto? There's no crypto. USCR. At least not of anything that is traded on major exchanges. Yeah, over 60% in stocks, about 20% in crypto. I mean, crypto's got a long way to go. Yeah. How could Dogecoin not recover? I know. That's what I mean. So I'm not bearish on Dogecoin right now. Technically, as long as Bitcoin doesn't break 101, Bitcoin didn't even get close to 101 on the previous wick. That wick only went to like 109, 108. It hasn't been at 101 since June. Was there one exchange where it went down to 101? I don't know. But most exchanges, Bitcoin did not go that low. I mean, you can check different exchanges, right? Like Coinbase. Coinbase, it went to 107. What else could we look at? We can look at USDT, right? Trading pair on Binance. Well, it got a little lower, 102. It's close. Binance went lower. Of course, Binance was the one that was manipulating it. So that's true. That's a different wick on Binance. Totally manipulation. Wow. With the money printers turning on with interest rate cuts and government shutdown, be enough to cause more inflows in both. No, we need the government shutdown to end. Is what we need. Because the uncertainty with the government shutdown just doesn't get people to buy. Hey, Master, what's so good about Dogecoin? You've got about 1,000 videos to watch on my channel. Okay? You got about 1,000 videos to watch. What utility? Yeah, you've got about 500 videos to watch on my channel about Dogecoin for that. It's not something I can just tell you in like 30 seconds. But just, I mean, over the last 2 weeks, so much is being built for Dogecoin. Got to see what's going on. Oh, it's a phantom wallet thing. It's not America's reserve coin. It's only traded on a wallet. It's a Solana-based token. No, that's crap. Sorry. Doesn't mean you can't make money on it. America's reserve. It's not even a coin. It's a token. Damn. It's a token made on Solana. I don't see Doge going much lower, but could go up long term. Agreed. Well, we don't know that, Anthony. We don't know. This is just where we are right now with the uncertainty of what's going on. You're just seeing the present moment. We'll see. We'll see if Kriss is right. If not, just blame Kriss. Hashtag blame Kriss. I can't answer that, Master. You got it. I can't tell you. You have to do your research and figure out what's a good price for you. This channel doesn't work that way. where I tell you what to do. There are other YouTube channels where the person on this side of the camera is telling people what to do. I don't do that here. I educate, you buy, you sell when you think it's right. All right? That's how we work here. With that, I'm going to call it a stream here at 1872. 1872. And good luck, Master. Good luck. Dogecoin's a tough one, right? There's a lot going on with Doge and a lot coming in the future, which makes it hard. I get that. I get that. All right. I might go get a drink right now myself. I'm a little parched here in Boston. I hope everybody has a good evening. I will be on again tomorrow, Friday, to continue what is going on with this market. I think it's still going to be sideways. It's just going to be more of the same sideways, but we shall see. Everyone have a great evening. See you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.